Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So today we got an interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So Colin Cowherd is back again today, defending LeBron James, right? Essentially defending LeBron's defending LeBron's clutch argument, right? And that's been one of the stains on his career, that LeBron is not clutch. He kind of collapsed in late games. He's not a guy that you want with the ball in the waning moments of games. He'll most likely pass it off to somebody else, and that's kind of been his reputation. And really, this started early on in his career, where he would just run from late game situations, run from the free throw line. That's really where all of this started. Now, to be fair to LeBron, over the years, he has improved as a clutch performer. He has worked on his closing late games and all of that. I think LeBron had been in the NBA for like 70 years or so before he had his first game winner, right? But when Kobe was playing in the NBA, Kobe was considered the best closer in the NBA. There was no question about this. Kobe Bryant has 36 game winners. The video's on YouTube. If you want, message me and I'll send you the link. He has 36 game winners. But Colin Cowherd, with his usual self, had to find a way to twerk it up all over the table and pour honey all over himself. And as and this episode was no different. So as he was running up to his desk to twerk it up for LeBron, he ended up tripping over a bucket of honey that's littered all throughout the studio at FS1, because honey permeates through that building when it comes to LeBron, just to sit up here and then tell us why he believes LeBron is more clutch than Kobe, and had to use some kind of obtuse, obscure argument to make his case. But before we even get into what Colin had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. All right, guys, it's that time of the year. The playoff push is on. Tournament hoops are in full swing, and there's no better way to cash in if you're right on all the clutch buckets and slam dunks than Prize Picks, where it's always good to be right. I finally jumped into their Team Picks feature, and I have no idea why I waited this long. First time I tried it, I was picking game winners and totals on basketball, and I actually came out right on my first one. But even more than that, watching the game just hits different. Every bucket, every run, every late game stop actually meant something. And here's what makes it even better. It's not just individual games. On Prize Picks, you can pick who cuts down the nets, who wins the whole thing, who takes home the MVP, tournament, playoffs, even the international baseball tournament. You can call your own shot on all of it and cash in if you're right. Team Picks are live right now in 35 states. That's California, Texas, Georgia, Washington, and more, all in the same Prize Picks app you already know. Download the Prize Picks apps today and pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on, and get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is good to be right. All right, cool. So what we want to do is I want to play the video now. I want you guys to listen to what Colin had to say. We'll come back and continue on. Take a listen.
Darren Williams played in the NBA for a long time, and he was talking about people were asking him about on a podcast about LeBron and Kobe and who'd you want to take the final shot. One of the questions he asked, and here was his response.
Both of them's work ethic was crazy. Like, they both work hard. They both they're just different, man. Just Kobe had that mentality where he's just on his own, locked in, doing his thing. LeBron's more silly, keeping things light. I play with both of them, so if I got to get the ball to somebody to get a bucket, I'm going Kobe.
I'll defend LeBron here. LeBron's a better player historically than Kobe. He is. Kobe's great. You can argue Michael Jordan and LeBron. You can't argue LeBron and Kobe. LeBron's the better career, across the board. LeBron has this weird reputation that he wasn't clutch, but my argument's always been his clutch looks different. It comes in many forms. A great pass to Chris Bosh or Ray Allen in Miami. closing with the left hand, beating a guy off the dribble, a chase down block in the finals against the Warriors. His clutch looks like a lot of different things. Kobe's clutch was Kobe taking the shot. That's how he affected the outcomes of games. Kobe was shooting. And, I mean, listen, it was a problem. Phil Jackson called him a selfish player. Mike Krzyzewski in the Olympics, the story is pretty legendary, had to set him aside, and it's like, dude, you're not playing with the Lakers. You're playing with the world's best players. You got to pass. You're taking bad shots. Kobe took a lot of bad shots. He was selfish. But Kobe kind of sold that Mamba mentality, that alpha self-reliance, and that is very attractive to young people. It's very attractive to sports fans. Is do it yourself. Don't depend on others. And the truth is, when Michael Jordan started trusting others is when Michael started winning titles. And that's always been the secret sauce of LeBron, is that he could take the final shot, but LeBron's always taken the best basketball play. And if you go to Kobe's career statistically, he's actually not a great clutch shooter. The Lakers this year are a great clutch team because LeBron, not just LeBron often takes the shot or gets it to Austin and Luka. So, and this is where it's not a shot at Kobe. It's more of a support of LeBron. LeBron's a tremendous clutch player. I don't love him at the free throw line late. I'd much prefer Steph or MJ, Durant at the free throw line, but a lot of bigger guys aren't great free throw shooters. But LeBron's always had this weird rep that he's not a clutch player, and his clutch looks different. He's not always going to take the shot. And he also, I always think kind of LeBron rolls his eyes at the critics who talk about everybody else's mentality and killer instinct. And I think LeBron looks at that and goes, bro, yeah, I've been to 9 finals. I'm fine. So this is not a shot at anybody, but it is defending LeBron. LeBron's a great clutch player. I love the ball in LeBron's hands with a minute left. In his prime for 15 years, I loved him defending the ball or with the ball with 40 seconds left.
So you heard what Colin had to say. First of all, this is the thing that annoys me with some LeBron fans. Why do you guys always feel the need to give him credit he doesn't deserve? Like, give him his credit. Give him his just due. Give him what he's earned. But then don't give him credit he don't. Like, for instance, he brought up the thing about Ray Allen. Chris Bosh passed the ball to Ray Allen. It wasn't LeBron James. What are we talking about here? Chris Bosh passed him the ball. It wasn't LeBron. But somehow he found a way. Like the same thing with Kyrie's game winner. Instead of giving Kyrie Irving the credit for hitting the shot, they tried to say, well, if it wasn't for the block that LeBron had, then it wouldn't have been a shot. Yeah, but then what about the play before that? You can say the thing, but you always got to steal somebody else's glory. Always. Even, I think it was early last year when Rui Hachimura hit that game winner. Instead of giving the guy who made the shot the praise, they gave the guy who made the pass the praise. The most important thing that occurred in that late game scenario was Rui making the shot, not LeBron passing the ball. The shot being made was the more consequential thing. But no, they still have, and this is what Colin is doing here. Now, some of you may notice I don't get as fired up at some of these shows as I used to do because I've realized that these guys have a job to do. And they're going to do their job. I'm not going to get up here shouting and screaming, and it may be annoying, yeah, but I'm not going to give it that same emotional energy I used to because you know what I realized? They don't give it. They give their takes and they make their money and they go home. And they leave it up to fools like me to get riled up over their takes and get upset. Oh, he said this, he said that. Oh, how could he say that? Come on, man, this is ridiculous. This is it's part of the game, man. Give your take. You can be passionate about it, but don't get to the point where you're upset about it. These guys they're making money on your head, man. It's no need getting worked up over it. Like Bleacher Report put out his top 15 greatest scores, pure scores. Had Kobe at 10, Jordan at 5, and Joel Embiid at 4. I think at 3 or something. What am I supposed to do? Stephen Curry at 1. What am I going to do? Get argue and pull out my hair? Come on, man. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.